even your wife did not know that you were like super viral on Instagram. And with super viral, I should say you had like 24 million views.
If you have time, then do all. I know the only reason why people ask this question is because they don't have time, or maybe they don't want to spend that much time and to figure it out. Like, you have to give people value. Like, it's challenge, people want to watch you because you suffer.
Welcome to Create Before Consume. Now, here's your host, Fitz.
Are we sponsored? Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording. We're not sponsored yet.
We're sponsored by Liquid Death?
Not yet. Hopefully soon.
Liquid Death, if you're watching this, sponsor the podcast for the creative, with Fitzy.
Exactly. That's what we're all about. Because like today, today is actually a really special day. Because most people don't really know, because you were sneaky. You actually did like...
sneaky.
Yeah, you made a second account to kind of hide your fame. Even your wife did not know that you were like super viral on Instagram. And with super viral, I should say you had like 24 million views. And that is impressive.
I wouldn't say super viral, but okay, but it does go pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, 24 million views. That's you're counting. But we did hit 50,000 followers in 4 months, and then we got one reels go over 10 million views. We get one sound that got top 4 in the United States of America for 2 weeks, beating Ariana Grande.
Oof.
Beating the stallion, but obviously beating is just like beating 2 weeks, right? It's not like truly beating how many, but that's how much people that use the sound in the Instagram for that 2 weeks. They use them more than like music, like famous people. So that's pretty impressive in my opinion. But like I didn't expect those things to happen as well, but still, like, I don't think that I'm super viral, but
Well,
I appreciate what you're saying, though. Like,
But now I should ask, what is super viral in your opinion? Like, how many million views you need to get in 3 months to be super viral? What would be the number?
Well, I mean, when you say super viral, I would think like celebrity, right? Like people who, make tons of money just because they're famous, right?
Yeah.
They put their name on it, like. There's a brand like Liquid Death, sponsors, stuff like that. I don't have none of that. I mean, I'm way far away from it, But singers, artists, people with millions and millions of views and followers, I would say they are super viral because they actually, like if you
they have the longer
term fame. Let's say if you walk on the street, you ask, like, do you know who Mr. Beast is? Or do you know Justin Bieber? Those kind of stuff, right? They ask if someone know about Kienobi or Kien, like, who? By the way, Kien in Hispanic mean, like, who? Kien.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know. But we kind of have to take everything way back. Because, like, you've been on this podcast, like, at least, like, 3-4 times. Or 2 times, I think. And
maybe 1. You don't invite me in here as much.
actually, I had you twice on.
Twice?
You were the first or the second guest, and then we did another one, I think.
Did we? I remember only once, but maybe we did.
But basically, to set the stage, so you are an incredible videographer, and I'm not saying that lightly because like we're here in the Tampa Bay, we know everybody, and everybody is doing their thing, and you were already in that niche very successful. But talking in terms of like getting views, it is like a completely different ball game in a way with social media, and 100%. And you did wedding videos, you did everything. And you put like a lot of time and work into your videos, and you obviously can tell. But usually, I don't know what was your first viral video back in the day. Like, how many views would that be? What was back in the day good for you?
I mean, anything around like over 10,000 would be great for me back in the day. I mean, it's still good, right? Like, I wouldn't say 10,000 is bad, but now, there's one that over 10 million views, so I guess but also I just don't want to just talk about views and things like that. You know, it's to build like a real community or building a real like value to a social media page. It's probably more than just about views. But yeah, like to your point, I am still a videographer, right?
Yeah.
I'm shooting for companies, stuff like that. But one of the big things why I want to create a new page is because people have been asking me how to run their social.
Yeah.
And my problem is that I only know how to make somewhat cinematic footage, telling a story, but I don't truly know how to grow in social. And then I want to just take my shot on it. So. And then I start a new page, and I try to be quiet about it because I want to actually know how to grow it. Yeah. And if I fail, then I'm failing, but I don't need to get friends or family to follow this. I just my own test, and so far it's great. So
yeah. Obviously, I don't want to just talk just numbers and just views and everything, but I kind of want to make this like actionable so that people have like a way of like, hey, replicating, because like you had a journey, and I want to kind of go back in the time where you tried and you did that step where you separated your thing, and I was like, why did you make a new account? It should work on your old account, and I was confused about it, but I was
already have views too, already have followers.
So I was like, why transition? But you did it. And one of the things that I always admired about you was like you invest in yourself. So you go into meetups, you go to conventions, you take like the learning that is like one of the aspects what I think triggered everything, because like you invested into website SEO stuff, you're always asking questions, and I think you blew a lot of money but it came back. So can you go through that journey of investing and what actually worked, what didn't work, and what was the most helpful?
That's actually a very good question. When it comes to money, I know I'm probably way far to be the smartest one, so I probably don't want to go into investment or anything like that on this podcast, but I could tell you that money it's important, but at the same time I think speed is just more important for me, at least at this age. And by the way, we're not that young anyway, like both of us, but
we're oldies.
But for me, I feel like this is still like one of my few shots that I want to take before going anything else. And if I would bet on anything, right, I would bet on myself.
Yeah.
That's why that's why some of the call that I make or some of my decision, I'm willing to go kind of risky.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, I'll just go for it. That doesn't mean it's a good thing, but we'll see in the end. I mean, the thing about like say someone like Mr. Beast, right? When he first started his YouTube, and then he started spending millions of dollars, and he was like in debt as well when he talked about his channel at first. But then once he made it, he's the most genius guy. So it really depends, and I'm probably like way far from being as smart as Mr. Beast. So it's just a bet that I take for myself. But I wouldn't want to go too deep on investment or anything like that. No, let's say for example, like I did invest on NFT back then.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know why we talk about NFTs, but yeah, like it does good for me. And then but then NFT, most of them go to zero.
I meant it more from the aspect of like what courses did you buy, and coaching, because that was the thing where it's like you reinvested in learning, not like buying actually NFTs and whatever.
Actually, I love that. Yeah, so I did learn SEO just by buying courses online.
Yeah.
And some of them like thousands of dollars. So it's not the cheapest thing. But for me, it's the only way I know if it's actually working or not.
Yeah.
Because then I could hear a lot of people say different things about it, you know.
Yeah.
And to this point, I still think a few thousand is too expensive for the course. But is it worth something? Yeah, I would say it worth at least like maybe 1,000 for what I pay for, because the knowledge we learn from it, and potentially there's some connection, but it's definitely still way too, like most of the course is way too expensive than what it is. But you know, some of this stuff is worth it, and then once you connect the dots on a lot of the know courses, and obviously you have to have your own thing, right?
Yeah.
Like what's you better than others? Like, are you better at videography? Are you better at hiring people, marketing, whatever you're good at? You kind of have to learn what you're good at, and then just learn what you're not good at too. Like
okay. So what was the things that you actually invested? And I kind of like always curious, you know, because like I learned that you should invest in yourself and you should read books, you should do X, Y, Z, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I did not invest the same amount of money as you did, you know. So I'm like, what did you invest money in, and what do you think was the biggest waste, and what was the best buy?
I mean, we could go to all this, but I'm not sure if this is a subject that I should be speaking on, right? So,
okay.
But yeah, I could go it for you, right? But I'm not sure if I'm even going to post this, yeah, I mean, the biggest waste. Actually, I would say the biggest waste is a lot of them is equipment. Equipment, like some of this stuff that I bought that I think that I'm gonna use.
I feel you.
You know, videography stuff, but I better use them. Courses, most of them is just overpriced. That's my biggest thing. They overpriced. Every course has something that's helpful, but most of them is overpriced. Back in the day, I invested on some picking up girl courses. That's a fucking waste, because like more than half of the courses tell you on how you should be confident even though you're not.
Yeah.
Like fake confident, or like try to be somebody else and you're not. I'll fake it until you make it, right? So
the struggle.
Those are the ways. By the way, I'm from Vietnam, so when I first came here, I just don't speak the language, and I want to learn how to meet girls, and I was desperate, and I try to see what I can learn. But anyways, that's a lot of like ways. And then what about what other question you have?
For that, I was just like, okay, I kind of wanted to swing back into the what made you connect the dots for social media, because like you obviously invested in courses, and I think you had a guy coaching you or something. And
there's nothing about social media. Social media that I have to learn myself.
Yeah.
So that's because I start realize like, hey, buying courses is just I mean, it's always helpful. I'm not gonna say it's not helpful, but I need to figure out what makes me different. Because people need to find what that make them different. Because if they just buy a course and they are successful, or if you just buy a course that you become millionaire, then everyone would do that, right?
Yeah.
But then you still have to think. You can buy a course, but you have to find what makes you different. So then you go through the course, but then you have your own twist on it. Or you do the one-on-one coaching, which is why I think one-on-one coaching is a lot better, because it's tailored into yourself, tailored into your own stuff, so then if someone coach you one-on-one, they can actually find out, okay, what makes this guy so much different.
Right?
Yeah. Because the course is just pretty broad, so then you still have to figure out what makes you different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that because like one of the things that I'm struggling with, like you probably already know, like what is my niche? What content should I make? And that is one of those things where everybody has their own issues. I don't know, what was your biggest issue when you started out trying to experiment with your new strategy? What was your game plan? Like, and what were the problems that you had?
For strategy for my page?
Yeah, basically when you started out, how did you start out? Did you have any problems, or you just tried things?
Yeah, like I think we all have a way of like find a problem as a human. Because when I started my page, I was just like, the thing that I'm good at, or the thing that I've been doing for the past few years is just video and photo. So then I mean, what's better content? I'm just going to do that.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not the most interesting to make, in my opinion, but still, it's something that I know of.
Yeah.
And then I'm also add a lot of twists and try to add more personal and more interesting stuff as well, to make it more fun, right? But yeah, I think most of those questions is for me as well. I have that question, like, what should I go into?
Yeah.
What's good at? What's my advantage against others? Stuff like that. But it's sometimes you overthink it, right? Like,
yeah.
The only thing to do is just, for me, it's just like keep doing it. So that's why I picked for photography, videography, and that I've been telling you that sometimes I get bored of making those kind of content.
Yeah, you're actually like so this is like one of those things where you're very down to earth and you're a very nice guy, and I don't want to talk about work. I don't want to, let's do fun things. Where's the fun things,
Yeah.
That's a good attribute, and people who are probably watching right now, they're just like, okay, what do I have to do to, get 24 million views? And if we would like sit down, for example, with me and like, okay, if I have to make now a reel, how do I get views? What would be your advice?
So, if you look Instagram, Instagram right now is crazy on short video, like 1 to 5 seconds or 1 to 10 second video is what you want to do. Some of my biggest video is 1 second. Yeah. The video that got trendy, that got number 4 in the United States of America, which is like beating Ariana Grande.
You gotta repeat it a couple times.
Only for that 2 weeks, right? Yeah. So.
Gotta put it on Spotify and make that money.
I wish, right? I wish, but it's only the most used sound and most trending sound in the U.S. for that 2 weeks. Yeah. And then what beat it? What beat me afterwards?
What?
Was that the Independent Day or something? Or?
Yeah, I think it was 4th or something.
Oh, 4th of July, yeah. So 4th of July they started doing like all this USA song pop up, and then mine got like way back to like 40 and then disappear. But yeah, 1 second sounds right now is pushing on Instagram like crazy. It's just Instagram thing, right? Yeah. But on TikTok you can't even do 1 second video. But that's the smart thing on Instagram. They want to do something a little bit different, and it's picking up as a trend now, and I think it's gonna hit hard still for the next month or so. Yeah. Actually, by the time when we're speaking right now, today is July
8th.
July
10th.
Today is July 10th. Gary V today posted a video 1 second.
Oh, he's slacking. He's behind you.
Oh man, I mean he's way too big to try to like do niche thing. But if he does it, we know that it's something, right? Like it is going to be still good for a while. Yeah. So
step number 1 is like have a 1 to 5 seconds or 6 seconds. How long would you do? Like what is like too long and too difficult in your eyes if you make a video?
There's nothing too long or too difficult. The long videos still do good if people actually watch the whole thing. Yeah. I'm just saying that right now they are pushing those. So if you do 1 second, first of all, 1 second video is way easier than like 1 minute or 90 second video. Yeah. You don't have to worry about storytelling. You don't have to, try to like hook middle and then end the video. So it's just easier, right? And then number 2, if Instagram pushing it, like why not doing it? Yeah. But if you're good at storytelling and you do a great 90 seconds video, like keep doing it. Yeah. It's very competitive because you need to make sure your hook is good. Yeah. You need to bring people through a story, emotion, and keep people connecting. Yeah. If they slag off after 30 seconds or even 50 seconds, it shows Instagram that they only watch for like 50%. While the 5 second video or 1 second video, even if they just watch 1 second, it's 100%.
Yeah. If you watch it twice, it's 200. Retake that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what is then like step number 2? Okay, we got the timing somewhat, and what would be the next step? Like, what are the key ingredients if you have like a formula or like?
Yeah. 100%. So the number two thing is you need to figure out who you are and what value can you actually bring, and what's your story. So that would go into bio, right?
Yeah.
Your bio needs to tell what is your account going to be about. Is it about photography, videography? Is it about, is it about being a lawyer?
Yeah.
Or I'm not sure. Are you a student? And then something like tell more people about you and what you can bring to the world, right? Like what value can you bring? So you help people with create better story.
Yeah.
Or if you help people with productivity.
Yeah, I like that. So basically, you're saying now, your reels are interconnected with your mission in a way, or like your story off the main account. Like when you would do like a new account, all the reels need to be in focus and aligned with your mission.
Yeah. So now because you establish yourself as a certain value or certain niche, right?
Yeah.
Then your content that makes people have a reason to follow your content or watch your content. Even if you're willing to do a longer content, it have a little bit of a value already because people know this is what you're about.
Yeah. I like that because like nowadays, I work with people and they are basically preaching the opposite, and they're like, do broad content, do everything, and I'm like, this is really hard to follow, because you pop up randomly, and I'm like, it is so much easier to grow a niche account, and for me it's like the hardest thing. I'm getting bored with niches, but you're grinding it out,
Well, but think about, there is not wrong neither.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a broad content, it has to be something else, right? So either you have to be super entertaining.
Yeah.
Either it has to see you struggle so much, something like that, or very relatable. So then you struggle something, people relate to it, or maybe some kind of challenge, right? Like 30 days to grow to 100,000 followers or something like that. Like a challenge, people want to watch you because you suffer. So like entertaining, relatable.
Yeah.
Or educational, right? Like you have to give people value. Yeah. But if you're not niche on educational, it's kind of a little bit hard because like one day you talk about picking up girls, the next day you talk about
dudes.
like hang out with dudes. Like I mean, it's cool, but you just like somewhat like any other good smart dude, I guess.
Yeah.
But my thing is do anything you want to do, even if the broad content, if you're really good, you can win, but you have to be really good. So like, for example, like, people like Beta Squad or Mr. Beast or Eric or, those guys that I follow on YouTube, they can do anything they want, but they're good because why? Because they still understand how to be entertaining, or like Mr. Beast know how to struggle, but the struggle that people care about. Yeah. And then, relatable or educational. Peter McKinnon is very educational guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Like that you're already like spitting so many nuggets. So if you like that stuff, actually you should follow Kienobifilms.
Kienobifilms on Instagram and Kienobi Media on YouTube.
Yeah, so because like you're actually doing like the good work, you're actually educating, and I'm teaching my wife like videography, like okay, you had the shutter video, and like the blurriness, like all that basic stuff that is so basic that I cannot watch it because it's like it's too beginner, but I'm like, you're explaining it in a good way, but it makes me share it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can share it to my wife so that she can learn and understand, and I'm like, is that also a strategy? Like, yeah, go into that, like with the sharing. Is there like a way where you make sure it's being shared, or is it important, or I don't know.
Being shared is important, but then that's most likely going into psychology, like why people share it, right? Yeah. People share either because it's very relatable, or because there's some educational stuff that they want to share with people in the same field. Yeah. Or very funny, entertaining, comedic value, right? Yeah. Make people laugh. So share is always good. You just have to be good at knowing what people want to share.
Yeah. I love it. So another thing that I saw is like what you're doing is like comment below whatever, and then they get the sauce. So what is that about?
So, I mean, nowadays we just need to. I feel like it's good to update with like technology and everything. And, like those comment, it's a way of me giving value, but it's also help with engagement a little bit as well. So for example, what Fitz is talking about is basically a kind of video where I do like a 5-second video, and then maybe I can give it a caption like how to master videography or color grading, for example. Yeah. And then I give some nuggets on why the color grading it's important. Yeah. And then you can comment color grading to get like a full guide on color grading itself, right? Because you can't write the whole thing on Instagram caption. They have limited characters and stuff. So then I can give them even more value, like the whole things about color grading, everything I know, some pages, PFD pages, all that stuff. I can send it over for you. But then you have to comment. The common ways that help me back into my Instagram is boost my engagement, because people, comment. Yeah. So, and share, because they want their friends to have the PDFs and stuff like that. So
I love it. That's actually really smart. With that being said, like there's like obviously, even if you would make the video 60 seconds or 90 seconds, it's not enough time to teach somebody color grading. So how did you learn like all the color grading, and how did you have a list of all that stuff, or you just like prepared that? So how do you build your content out? Because like you have basically, it's like a mini course in a way. Do you always build like a mini course for each reel where it's like, oh yeah, here's 5 videos, or how do you do?
Mini course for each reel?
I'm basically saying like when you prepare your content, how do you? I think we should just start over. Like how do you? How do you start your week when you make the content? Like do you do it in one day and edit and film everything, or how do you plan and structure it? Because like you give a lot of information, like different videos, different PDFs, different that, and I'm like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, so work is work,
True.
Let's not run away from it. It's but now I also like hire a guy as well to help me with that. So basically, I have an idea, I tell him, and then we develop the own strategy together. We bounce ideas to so it's because I'm doing still videography full time. I'm working videography. I'm doing with one of the company, and then some other stuff. So social media is still right now. It's a kind of a side things, but I mean it's fun though. It's more fun in my opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like you're saying it's a fun side thing, and you're bigger than somebody's job basically. There's accounts with like
actually let's just go into it. So okay. My biggest things right now with all these big companies, right? Yeah. You like they have like social media, they have all this stuff. Like, and there's some company, some agency, and I don't want to like shit on anybody, but can I curse here or no?
Yeah, feel free. Just throw them under the bus. I'm just kidding. What you do.
No, but like all this marketing agency who like manage social media and all that stuff, and then like thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars cost for company to just drop it. And when I look at social media, it's nothing but like beautiful pictures and good looking stuff. By the way, good looking picture, we can do that. Me and Fitz, we are like videography. We are videographer, photographer. We do that stuff every day. Yeah. But they have no engagement, no comment, like no reach. Like, if you just want to show a picture, we have websites for that. Yeah. So.
I mean, like you're spot on with that because like the more company or commercial the social media looks, the quicker I want to swipe. I kind of feel like if it's actually dirty, imperfect, or like unprofessional, I actually watch it more because I know it's not like trying to sell me something.
Yeah, I mean it's all about intention. Because I think some of our best videos still look pretty clean. There's some video that we don't care, which is like iPhone and stuff. But some of video we make it really clean. So I think it's all about intentional, like knowing like how to boost the engagement, what hook you want to do, what kind of image you want to use. But yeah, like big company, they just only do like good looking picture, which I mean it's cool, but
I had that actually where I had a meme, you know, like ooh, what's that, brother? You know, it went viral and whatever, you know, and I made a reel for one of my clients, and the client is like, oh no, we cannot post that because like it's about they cannot think like this is bad looking, you know. I'm like, no, it is a joke. It's fine, you know.
Yeah,
but
that's actually you actually have a very good point. So that's the problem with big company. They maybe they can't risk those kind of thing, which could be a good point. But I just feel like social media has a lot of bigger potential than just beautiful pictures. So. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so let's speed up the process a little bit to be like a little bit faster here.
Sure.
So you said like some agencies, they're basically shitting the bed and they're not good enough because like they're just making pretty images.
No, I need to like just like don't want it too much on that. And if they make money, they're doing good. They're doing better than me most of the time if they make a lot of money doing that. But I'm just saying, are they effective of it? For a company, I don't think it's worth it. I think there's the potential of growing so much better. And what's the social media for? It's to connecting, right?
Yeah.
So even if you're not selling on your social media, you can connect with, let's say, your supplier, right?
Yeah.
Let's say connect with your customer. They can, feel like somewhere they can hang out with. It's like, for example, right now, I've started connecting with camera brands and things like that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that I'm selling their product yet, but like we have some connection.
And we getting you there. Because like that is like one of the things where I'm like, I like the YouTube thing, and I was like getting like sponsors at under 1,000 subscribers, and I knew a guy on TikTok. He had 220,000 followers, so it's like a crazy number, He made less than $20 a month, and I was like, what? And that is a thing. So can you talk a little bit about like where you are right now? Like what did you experiment and what works the best? Because like I saw you do consulting maybe, or what else you do? How do you make money with this big number of views?
Yeah, so there's different ways of making money on this, and I know that I'm leaving money on the table. So that's for sure, but every day I have like those internet marketing guys reach out and say, hey, I can sell you stuff, you're leaving money off the table, I can make you $100,000 a month. They're reaching out to me, they say, hey, let's partner up with and do this, do that. They're all cool, but I'm just trying to be a little bit more intentional as far as like, I could take the money now, but it wouldn't like it's kind of hurt my brand if I just take the money without deliver the value, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I could sell you, I don't know, $10 pen right now because it's that, but then what value do I bring? So for me right now, at this moment, coaching is just something that I can control most of the stuff. Like consultant, if you do one-on-one with me, I can look at your account. I can see what you're doing good, what you're doing wrong. I can actually give you a tailored strategy. I feel good when I sell you that package because I can take control of this. I can do this. Now, if I can sell you a course, and by the way, I probably will because that's the best way to reach people to have all this content. But at this moment, I try to understand what everyone's pain point is, and then when I get it repetitive, then I just create a course of that, so then it can scale faster. But right now, creating a course and don't know if people actually do it, or if they do it, they got success or not. It just sounds like the money making at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to actually develop something for others. That's why I try to connect with people that work with me. And by the way, people that get the coaching or consultant with me, I follow up with them. Like, I want to make sure, like, hey, did you do this strategy?
Yeah.
Does that work? You know, like, okay, if it's not work, let's rethink and figure it out. Yeah.
I like that because, like, on the one side, like when you sell a course, it's either too cheap and you don't do it because it's too cheap, or it's too expensive and it's not worth it, you know?
Yeah.
So you got a good point there with like having, because you said that in the beginning, it needs to be the right price and the right value, and I like that you think about that and you're not like selling out because like there's a lot of marketers out there,
but I'm not blaming them neither, you know. Like,
they're doing their job.
Money is money. So like, if you make a lot of money, you are great. I'm just trying to be a little bit more intentional until the point when
until we get the bag.
Or at some point, somebody have to get it back.
Yeah.
So.
Got it. Yeah. No, I feel you. You know, I love that. So. Ideally, I was like, okay, I was like offering in the beginning, like, hey, Kien, you got to come over, and we're doing like a mini course, you know, and you get the footage, and then I basically see what you would do differently if you were me, and I'm like, let's do that, and then like we developed into like, let's do a podcast, you know.
Yeah.
Are you interested, or are you down for like trying to take a look at my Instagram and roasting the shit out of it?
No, yeah, let's do it.
You know, because like, what would a person actually get from my Instagram? You know, like, obviously my Instagram, fair warning, I do not care about it. Like, most of the stuff is like made by Rachel.
No, stop. You don't. No, you do care, bro.
I care a little bit. I care a little bit. Because like, right now, I'm just like, I'm focusing more on my clients, you know, and on my account, I'm testing, you know, so I don't really care if I post something that's not perfect, you know.
Yeah.
I'm more about getting data and then see.
How do you do the in quiet mode? I don't even know how to do that.
It's like the iPhone when you go to bed, like.
Oh, okay. So that's on iPhone.
Rachel did that to me, and I'm like, I don't even know to get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't think that's an Instagram thing, because I probably don't see that on Instagram if I look at your profile.
Yeah.
But St. Pete, videographer, photographer, that's perfect. That's established your niche.
Yeah.
You are a videographer and photographer in St. Pete. I also have content on scale. Help you create content on scale. Yeah, I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Get on a podcast or advertising. I'm not sure if I understand that one.
Oh yeah, so if you want to advertise on a podcast, like you can be sponsoring this podcast here. So if you want to sponsor this podcast, reach out.
Oh, okay.
You know, or be on it. But that's basically it. Like right now, yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know. I'm not passionate about it. You know, like you're like so dialed in. You know, you're like do what you like.
Yeah, maybe you can add one sentence about who you actually are. Like you are from Germany.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that, or like I don't know, like who, like you know Simon Sinek, right?
Yeah.
Like start with Y.
Yeah. Oh God,
You hate that?
Yeah, that was the thing that cost me like 3 years because I didn't do shit. Because I'm like, I don't know my why and I don't know what to do. And then I'm like, fuck, I don't know on what to focus, you know?
Yeah.
That is my struggle. And then I'm like, I could have just worked hard and then I would have, you know, had content, you know?
So what makes you work right now? Money?
Yeah, money. It's like, money, I like...
Money to do what?
Money to pay bills and be free. Like I like being free. So
let's say if you have all the money, what do you do with it?
Probably like health, fitness, fun, stuff like that. I guess.
If you don't have to be worried about money, what would you do with your month?
What would I do? So you gotta answer that too in a little bit, so
Sure.
because you're closer to it. If I would play video games, probably.
I'm closer to yeah, sure.
I would play
Like
video
video
games,
okay.
and I would do sports like bicycling or like things that I enjoy.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't really have like, like, oh, I want to do traveling or I don't know.
So maybe your goal is to enjoy life.
Yeah.
So something like enjoying life in Tempe.
Okay.
That could be something saying more of who you are, You don't have to do this, but I was just thinking if you want to be different, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So what would be the content that you would suggest basically for me? Because like you saw my YouTube, and you saw also like my Instagram, and we're obviously friends. So that should make it easier or harder, because like what would be the recommendation of like content to make if you don't know what to make?
So right now with this account is photography and videographers. So you probably have to do videography and photography content.
So basically,
unless you want to start a new page.
Okay, so you would recommend like a new page if you want to do something new.
Yeah, 100%. But this page you already like do photography, videography, and it's all photography stuff, right? Or maybe some other stuff.
So basically, you would have to do the same thing as you, where it's like, okay, I'm starting a new page, and get rid of like the followers who are not into videography, basically.
Yeah, 100%. Not get rid of it, but like just focus on your niche. But I would say do more short video, 1 to 5 seconds, and then better hooks.
Better hooks.
I mean, that's what I've been doing too. Just better hooks.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because like the other thing is like the best videos that actually performed for me were like a random reel about like German food, and there was like an honest conversation with Rachel.
Which one is that?
It's actually the pinned one on the top actually.
Okay.
No, it's not pinned anymore. Oh no, it's gone. I think it is right here. My favorite German. I'll move the thing.
This one?
One more. Thing. Never mind. Yeah, I think this is maybe like not the right move to do right now, because like you just click on Reels and it's like the 10,000 views. But it's basically
this one?
Yeah. It's basically about like my favorite German food, So I was like,
yeah, that's so relatable.
Yeah.
Your favorite German food, and you're a German.
Yeah.
You overthink it, like
that's pretty much it. I'm overthinking it because like I'm like if I do more German stuff, it would be probably good because Americans love German stuff,
Yeah. Let me see this. Your content gets better. Look, it's a lot better than before too. I say that is what I'm doing too. Like just get better at the hook.
Yeah.
Like
better hooks.
Better hooks.
Shorter videos and combined with like your niche and maybe have like the engagement thing. That's basically the recommendation. Okay, so let's say we did all that. We find the new niche, let it be German content, and do all that. How long, what is like your goal right now with like growing? Because like at what point you're like done growing, because like you're grinding hard right now to get the growth.
Oh, actually one more point, and I think that's what you also like very much right now. It's that consistent posting.
Okay.
I mean, that's nothing beside work, right? That's just work. That's like actually you have to post every day. Sometimes better to post 2 times a day. Some people say 3, 4, but right now my mics is still 2 times a day. But yeah, you gotta
up the numbers.
You don't post every day. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's probably not.
Yeah, it's probably not the right thing to do because this is like kind of too slow for the viewer. So, but I like that. Like you got the right advice. So the best thing you can do is like new account and be very clear about what you want. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
I'm
go.
not sure about new account, but
Okay.
maybe test it out.
Yeah. So let's go back to like because we talked about Germany. We talked about like it's more about like what you want, what you truly like in life, you know. And I was like struggling with the what, and you were struggling back in the day. What makes you happy, you know? If you remember, that was like a big one for you, where it's like, does that make me happy?
Yeah.
Because what is the balance of like how?
Actually, now I hate that question.
Did you hate that question? Though?
I asked that question a lot back in the day because honestly, mostly contents things back in the day that I asked that, and also it's the question that most people don't know the answer.
Yeah.
But they might not have, you know. There's a chance that there's not a real one answer for that question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's a question that that's involved, and it's variable between person to person.
Yeah.
And it's and it changed too. So I think what makes me happy right now is just trying to do the right thing and improve, you know?
Yeah.
Just improve in general. If you see progress, work hard and see the progress. That's probably one of the happiness. Because I do think that, you know, we tend to find problem.
Yeah.
So if we have no problem, we create problems. So
true.
So the only way that can judge on how happy you are is probably progress. So if there's progress, then maybe you do the right thing. So then I guess to that point, just doing my best and getting some progress, you know.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to jump back now because like I'm like, oh yeah, so there's a ton of content and you know that you can do, and you're doing Instagram. You experimented with TikTok. How's your TikTok game?
TikTok is bad.
TikTok is bad.
No, I'm not. Like my TikTok is not that great, but I also don't spend that much time on TikTok as much. I should be better on TikTok. I'm just haven't tested enough with it yet.
Yeah. So what are the types of content that you would like to do? Like what are like things where you're excited about?
The content wise?
Yeah, content wise.
Excited about content.
It's all work. There's no excitement. Like vlogs or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I see. I think right now I'm just so like technical. Like I'm just going to like nitty gritty of like, you know. Because the content already made 6 years ago while I'm working on photography video. The content's already made. Yeah. Right now I'm just looking on how to scale them out. Because all these years is already like stuff I'm done. You know, and some of the stuff is already recorded, but if not, then I just try to tell the story that I've done and all that I learned. That's it, you know. But content-wise, I'm just looking at how to grow at the moment, how to scale what I already know.
I love that. That's actually pretty cool because, like, most people don't really know, but, like, as a videographer, you do reviews, you do vlogs, you do, you know, and there's certain content when I was like, if I could do one piece of content, would it be vlogging? Would it be reviews? You know, what would I do to just, like, make that my job, and would I be happy doing that? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the one of the things that we're doing as reason why we picked this career is because we are very positive people. Yeah. Like we think we can make things happen, and that's why we make things happen, right? But at the same time, you don't have to always think about something new or something exciting all the time to make content. I I think you just go deep into what you've done.
Yeah.
Or like what happened in your life and all this stuff. To me, that's easier way to dig and find what kind of content that speaks to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, once in a while, if you have something that you're super excited about, something that you just learn about that you're super excited, then that would be great. But we all know that that's not going to happen every day.
True. That's very true. Yeah. Yeah, with that being like said, like I think we should like kind of shift away from like the whole content thing. Or is there anything that you feel like that is like not addressed? Because like maybe we should talk about like the questions that people on the coaching always mention. What are like the typical problems that you see when you coach people? What are like common things?
It's actually all of these things that you just asked. Pretty much, a lot of people have their problems with the niche. Like a lot of people keep asking like where to go. Like actually that's the most common question so far. Like what niche do I pick?
And I thought I was special.
No. Which is good, you know. Like that's not your like the only problem that you. That's not the biggest problem that you have because a lot of people have it.
Yeah.
So I guess this. But the answer to that is also pretty hard because if you have time, then do all.
Yeah.
I know the only reason why people ask this question is because they don't have time, or maybe they don't want to spend that much time and to figure it out. Because if I tell you to do all, I mean, that would be the answer, but then can you? Like, you have to create 3-4 accounts, do content, 3-4 content every day on each account, you know? So,
and you would then basically say, like, stick with what you like the best, or what would be your advice? Like, let's say I do all of them, you know, and I do, like, 3 different things, and should I then just continue doing all of them, or should I just, like...
No, I will just stick with one that works.
Yeah.
So, like, the one that pop up the most, and just go for that.
Like, result-based.
Yeah, because the reason why people ask that question, or the reason why they're coaching with me at first, is because they don't have the result that they want yet, right? So then just go look at the result. But if they ask a question about niche, they don't know about niche yet, then my answer would be test it all if you have time.
Yeah.
But if you don't have time, then we start talking about like, okay, what's you good at, and then we figured out what's your special, and then we just pick one and just go hard on it, and then if we fail, then we try something else.
Yeah. Wow. What is like a second question besides like the niche that they have?
So I look into some of this account, and the hook it's pretty bad. Some people get a really long video. I think there's one guy that have like, I don't even know how he posts a long video on Instagram. I think he does somehow, and it just even long video could work if you have a good hooks, you know. So people don't think about hook that much, or maybe they think they're good at their hook, but they actually are not that good yet. Yeah. Same with me. That I used to think that I'm pretty good at hooks. Like I think these are interesting, right? Yeah. I think talking about I'm scrolling Instagram and then I realized this would be interesting, but no, who cares if you scroll on Instagram or not? Yeah. But maybe you could just start right on something that you want to say. That's one of the examples.
Yeah. So what were like so. The agency I worked with beforehand, they always like super hook heavy, and they're like, you gotta have a good hook, a good idea about the video, yada yada yada. Yeah. And if you plan it, obviously you have to dedicate a time to plan a hook. Then it's obviously good. But sometimes we all do just like content to just make content, being lazy, you know. Yeah. How do you practice good hooks, or how did you came up with like how to improve your hooks?
Good question. Yeah. So what I do is I curated my Instagram page. Yeah. At my explore page or my homepage, I look at these people that I'm following. Yeah. And I saw some of the content that really good, and then I use those, inspiration or try to understand why they're doing good, and then just replicate that. So one of the things that Mr. Beast has a YouTube program called ViewStats.
Yeah.
And one of the features they have is outliers.
Yeah.
So what outliers is basically a video that perform better than others. So let's say if your video have like average 1,000 to 2,000 views, but then one video get 10,000 or 100,000 views or even 1,000,000 views, that video is an outlier, right? So then I would look into that. Say, if I'm into fitness, right, and then I saw a fitness guy, and most of his video get 10,000 views, but one video get like 1,000,000 views, a bunch of engagement. Oh, okay, that video has something. Now I look into this and why is that so good? You know, what's his hook? You know, is that because he's just good looking, or is it because he has a super big body or whatever it is? Like, you need to start noticing it, or maybe because he's just funny at first, a few seconds. So then you use that, you replicate that, you probably sometimes you could copy. I mean, I'm not saying copy one of one, but like you know, like use some of this stuff and use your own twist on it.
Yeah, I love that because like there's like a lot of nuggets in there, and by me it was like, for example, the 10,000 views on the German food, you know.
Exactly. So
and I had the idea of like I should do like a top 3 of German foods, like something funny. I had it written out, and I'm like, haven't done it because lazy, and I'm like
no, but if you want to go into German food, then you could start looking into German food content creator. Yeah. And then like see like their best content too. So
you would not even do like your idea, or you would do your own idea plus research.
Yeah, like I would go research first. Yeah. Try a bunch of their idea first, and then whilst you're doing that, some more idea pop up, right? Yeah. So, so on our page we also replicate a lot of the ideas that we do research on. Yeah. But then also we come up with new things, and it's, you know,
hit or miss.
Yeah, I mean, hit or miss. But it start getting into like, we kind of know that, okay, it should work. I mean, but yeah, you never know truly. Like maybe sometimes it doesn't work. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, I feel that because like on YouTube, like when I do like a structured video, like I have a good video idea, like I write like the beginning hook out, and I write like the reason why you want to watch the video, and then I do research, and then I put like information into the video. It always performs really good. Even if it tanks in the beginning, it will get views later, and I have like the feeling of like, hey, this will work. Yeah. And
so this is one thing that's important to notice too, is that you need to test. Yeah. But in order to test, you need to figure out what platform it's easier for you to test. My problem with YouTube, and I'm still testing YouTube, is that if you want to make a video for like take you 2 days to make a video, you can't test nothing, because after you spend 2 days, you're gonna post it. If it doesn't do well, are you gonna actually go back to make another 2 days video to make it better? Probably not. So
it's hardcore.
So that's come back to why 1 to 5 second video. It's why I think everyone should try. It's because it's faster, it's easier to test, and you know.
I actually like that because like I did not even thought about the speed, because like I had like reviews where it's like 60-70 hour reviews going 4 locations with a bike, and I'm like just like driving there and back is an hour. It's not even the filming.
I get it.
I'm just like,
I get it, you know, like I'm still doing YouTube, but you know, I just, and you know that I'm trying to, but it's a platform that is hard to test. Yeah.
So with the testing and the speed, I really like that, because you said in the beginning, like right now you value speed over whatever, you know.
Especially in the beginning, I think so.
Yeah. So what are like? Let's talk about the speed in general. Like, if I want to be faster, what is like one of the things that like slows you down, and what is the things that you change to improve that? Because I think there's multiple things that can slow you down, but can you go for like a couple things that you realize that slows you down, what can be fixed?
100%. So you gotta know who you are on that one, because for me, I know that I hate doing it all by myself. Hate being lonely, and that's good and bad, I don't care. It just I don't want to do everything by myself alone all the time. So that's the reason why I hire someone, and I would like to bounce idea. I think sometimes he got like so pissed at me because I just come up with an idea and I'm just bashing and just keep whatever, you know. But I like to have someone listen to, and then, you know, and it just make the whole process faster and more fun for me. But if you're a loner, it might be different. And I am somewhat a loner too, because a lot of time I'm still editing by myself. But for me, it's just so much more fun to have somebody else to bounce ideas with or to do things with.
This is actually a good tip, like outsourcing, because like I never really considered outsourcing till I met you because you hired me. You know, I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. Why not hire somebody else, you know, for editing or whatever? Because it can be time consuming. What is another thing that holds people back speed wise?
Overthinking, right?
Yeah.
Like you or a lot of people reach out to me, like, what niche should I go into? What kind of content should I make?
Yeah.
You just test. You need to test it fast, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe a better way is go, like, I don't know. I haven't tried this, but some people say LinkedIn, Twitter is fast testing because you just post with your words, and then you can test it real quick. That's, my hardest thing is just YouTube, but now they have YouTube Shorts, so.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts is like performing like crazy for me and my client. Like I post every video is like 10K views, you know,
really?
And I'm like, Instagram 1K, sometimes 6K, you know. It's like it's iffy, but
interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah. So maybe do more real.
I'm on it. I'm doing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those kind of platform is easier to test, right? But that's important because you have to test, especially in the beginning.
Yeah. Let's talk about then the workflow, because obviously, like, yes, you can test on different platforms and you can hire people, but how do you structure your day when you like sit down and do content? Because like I don't know, what is the workflow for you when you just like when you feel like it, or you have like a schedule, or what's the
for me it's an everyday thing. I at least have to commit myself a couple hours into it. It's non-negotiable pretty much, because because now we go pretty deep, and I'm not sure it's good for this podcast, but I'm just gonna say it right now. It's that like for me, I'm just trying to find a way to scale, right, or to make money when I'm sleeping. Yeah. And
the passive money.
Exactly. So building a brand, building a social media platform is the way to do. I just can't think at 60 years old and still have to carry heavy cameras to go to work, you know.
Yeah, there will be drones that are flying in there, and you're just like, oh yeah, there drone, here drone.
Yeah. I guess we both at the age where we realize that, hey, I don't know if energy can last forever.
Yeah. So right now you're grinding basically hard and just like, okay, preparing for the future. But is there like a time schedule where it's like, okay, every Monday I do filming, and then every Tuesday I'm posting, or
I'll just do things every day.
Yeah, you just do them without like structure. It's just like, okay, I need to make a video, and you make a video. That's what I'm like trying to get into. Like
for clients, it's different than for me. For clients, it's more structured. Because I want to respect client time. So let's say if you do on Monday, we plan everything out, and then you start posting content. But for me, I just that's why I need a guy to talk to, just because I have so many ideas. I just hey, do this. We should do this. We should do this. We should do this. And then. And then, you know, when the day comes, we just start executing every ideas we have. But you know, I have ideas that last probably a week and a half or 2 weeks, you know.
Yeah.
But the work to make it, it's gonna take some time.
Yeah, I feel that. It's like, ideas are cheap, you know, but like doing the work is the hardest part.
Yeah.
And you're one of those people where I'm like, dang, he's grinding out there, you know. You're good work ethic.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I think maybe. Yeah, that's the only thing. Back in the day, I was knocking doors, so you know, we have nothing else besides knock doors, and you know, it's kind of hard to walk in the sun. You know, a lot of people will sit on the curb, you know, and then just kind of not doing anything. But I don't speak the language, and the only way I can do it is just outwork them. So
yeah. How is that actually? Like, how do you feel like when you talk on videos? Because like. For us as foreigners, it's a little bit different than other people because, like, I don't know, like, how you deal with that, being foreign, having an accent, and doing content.
I was desperate. That's the reason why I bought that picking up girl course.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that my accent was bad. I don't understand English.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of body language. they taught like fake confidence and stuff.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it sometimes works.
Yeah.
But yeah, at our level now that we are, I think we understand enough, right? If people speak to us, we understand enough. I think that's efficient enough. I think accent is not the different, but I know that something would be different would be the tone of voice. Let's say if you want to be confident, you want to go down in the end of sentence instead of going up. So like, for example,
I mean, like, I do that all the time when I'm like, I'm going up because I'm like jokingly dorky.
Yeah, so that
because like I don't want to be confident. I want to be like, you know, relatable. What is like?
Okay.
It's a personal thing. I guess.
That's a personal thing. I guess you're right.
But you can do it on purpose if you want to be.
Like, on purpose, exactly. On purpose. So
I'm cool now.
But like, for example, like, because back in the day, like I say, I knock doors. So what we do is like, if we transition to the table, right? A lot of time, instead of we saying, okay, so this is really cool. Like, you can control everything with your phone. So all we gotta do is just, you know, if you can sit on the table, you know, that's not good. That's not good. But then if I say, you know, so all you gotta do is just write down a few things. You have a table I can sit, and just go to the table and sit.
I mean, like,
I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but that's what we learned.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, the psychology goes deep with like video, speaking, and body language, and all the above. It's important.
But I guess that's part of the reason why I'm not too much into sales stuff anymore. Part of the reason why I'm go hard on social as well, because, you know, social is where you scale and you connect. Sales stuff, it's a different
ball game.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. And let's go away from the dark, grinding world, because like you had plans to bring something over from Vietnam that I can try, and obviously we forgot.
Yeah, I forgot.
But it is what it is.
It's a mung beans. I guess it's. But you had it before.
Yeah, I had like one of those things, and it's like I kind of wanted to go back to like the heritage, you know, like we're talking about the accent, we're talking about like, you know, where we're from, and obviously people can hear it, and I'm like, you went to Vietnam, you know, and you're just like, I feel like you have also like a different motivation because you said you maybe want to go back, you know, and talking about the dream and, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah. I wanna. At some point, I do wanna go back. I guess the dream is still to travel back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
But if work and money is not an issue, I probably wanna be there a little bit more.
Yeah.
Which camera just died?
Probably one of yours.
Really? Right. That's fine. So let's keep going. Let's keep going for a little bit, and then probably we could wrap up, right?
Yeah. So, let's go into like why Vietnam, what is better, what is worse, you know? So make like travel content with travel hooks.
Vietnam is an amazing place because it's so, Like you can have $100 and you can have meal for like whole 2 weeks probably.
Damn.
So like a lot of these meals is like pretty cheap, but it's so full and it tastes so good.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure it's 2 weeks, but I would say 100 for a week. Because like you can have one meal for like pretty full for like $2.
Yeah.
So like big bowl of pho, the best pho in the world, because it's coming from Vietnam, from Hanoi, where I'm from. But if it's like the best bowl of pho costs you $2.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It is so good. The cost of living there is so cheap. Like you could rent a beautiful house next to the beach for like $300 a month, right? No, yeah, two or $300 a month, and it's a beautiful place right next to the beach. And
so how much you need a month? So on how much?
Think about $300 a month plus $100 a week for food. So $400 for food, $300, $700. You live like a king.
Yeah.
Yeah, you enjoy yourself. All that stuff. If you're American, it's even easier because you can teach English. Like people they love learning English. They're very eager to learn people. So even if you're just born in America or in England or in Australia, automatically they loves you because you can teach English.
So, but okay, are there not? So actually, I kind of want to. I want to film a hook.
Okay.
Yeah. How much money do you need to live in Vietnam?
For like monthly or?
Yeah. Okay. How much money do I need to live? How much money do you need per month to live in Vietnam?
500, 600.
Okay. What living standard would I have with that money? Do I live like poorly or is it like middle class?
No, you live pretty happily. You enjoy yourself, good food, good experience next to the beach, cool stuff.
Okay, I'll take that. And I forgot now the second hook. Now I'm messing up. But I was like, I forgot the hook by the last time because like this is actually like kind of cool stuff when you're, for nearly $1,000 living in Vietnam and you live like a king. That's very nice.
100%. $1,000 you live like a king in Vietnam.
Yeah, and I got back what I was like forgetting. So, how are Vietnamese people towards Americans after the war? Because like there was a war, and what is the situation?
You go there.
Sorry, I'm just
No, it's
because like if I would go to Vietnam right now, that would be like shit. I'm an American. Do they like me or do they not like me? That's
they love you. I mean, no, it's none of that. They love Americans. They love people traveling there. There's no hate or anything like that.
Okay.
If anything, right nowadays they want to be friends with Americans. So
okay.
And it's too deep, but like there's all the China, American, Vietnam. There's just all different, relationship going on. But yeah, no.
How about Germans? If I'm a German and I go to Vietnam, what is the relationship there?
They love you.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. they love it.
Yeah. So sorry for asking because that sounds like very stereotypical, but it's like being like. There's stereotypes in America with like Mexicans yada yada and can be good, can be bad, and it's like and there's like in Germany for example Russians are liked and there's like Polish people but then there's Arab people and they're less liked and it's like each country has their own relationships and it's just like very interesting how it is, if that makes sense, but it's good to know.
What?
But it's good to know how the relationships are. That's why I was asking. Because, like, Vietnam sounds like... how much does it cost to travel there?
The travel is the most expensive part. It's probably... costs you... One way is probably $700.
That's it? Like, $700?
So. Yeah, $700 or $800 one way. But if you do two ways, probably $1,500. Or it could be more, actually. I don't know. It also depends on when you travel.
Yeah. So if I plan like a vacation for Vietnam for like let's say like 1 or 2 weeks, how much money do I need? Like ballpark.
For how long? Sorry.
1 week or 2 weeks, somewhere around there.
You counting the flight or without the flight?
Do first for just like the time and stay, and then give me.
I say 2,000-3,000 just in case, but yeah, that's you'll be really happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So how safe is it in Vietnam? Like if I would go there, safety and all of the above, and I never been, so I'm basically the buffoon right now with no knowledge.
Yeah, it's very safe.
Okay.
I mean, obviously you're gonna have someone that try to. Let's say if you want to get a taxi, they probably try to charge you more.
Yeah.
But you have to say no.
No. I like that.
Price.
I like that. No.
Yeah. But it's safe, like, because it's become pretty touristic tourism place. So I would recommend go to big city like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, as they call Saigon, or Da Nang even. So like go to bigger city, so then that's way more safe. But then it's pretty normal.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that because like never been, but after you came back and you're like talking and posting photos and videos, I'm like that looks pretty cool, So I was like, how much would that run me? And
I'd definitely go. Yeah, if you have time, it's just. Because travel there is a lot cheaper than, say, you going to Europe, right?
Yeah.
As far as, like,
Europe is expensive, like, food-wise. Like, there's, like, the meals are getting nearly as expensive as here. Like, right now, Germany, if I go out eating, it is, like, $7 to $10, basically. Right now, what is like still cheap, but not as cheap as it was. I could have a whole pizza for $5. What is like a good price? It's like.
I see.
But yeah.
But German food is great though, right?
Yeah, got to travel to Germany.
Yeah. But I think it's good. We could. Good. So maybe one day we can travel to both. Germany, the whole Europe, and
around
Asia,
yeah,
and all the Southeast Asia too.
Yeah, you just need to find now a product to sell.
Would that be amazing if you just like travel and then do everything online?
Some people do that, like with Bitcoin and like all this stuff and e-commerce, and it's like you're technically there. Like maybe
that's the why that I'm grinding, because that's the vision that I. Hopefully one day can get.
Yeah, no, I feel like you're there, but you need to shift focus, because like right now you're doing focus on different new content. Maybe I'm assuming, but maybe you should shift content now on focus on how to make money with that. Because like they're sponsors, there's affiliates, and it's like I don't know how much more bigger you should get, before you focus on the money, because like You got 24 million views, and you have 8 million views per month. You maybe can figure out different platforms and be more efficient, but main focus should be monetizing now and shifting gear and just doing the same old and see how long it works. That's what I would do if I were you, because like
100%.
Either way, like. I should cut this short because we're all like losing path.
No, but we've been here for quite a bit, so I think we could cut it. We probably should wrap it up. Because this is probably already like 2 hours maybe.
It's an hour and 20, so it's not too bad.
Okay, so not too bad. Sweet. So,
Where can people find you? And what? Yeah.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Kienobifilms, or YouTube at Kienobi Media.
Yeah, I love that. And you guys know what to do. Follow, subscribe, check him out, and maybe book him for the consultation, because like it's kind of mind-opening when you realize like, we should just do more, and sometimes you need somebody else telling you what you should do, because like we want to be complicated.
Yeah, and trust me, you just have to. I guess the biggest thing coming out of this podcast, that all of my experience consulting so far and talking to Fit, my biggest advice to everyone who want to do content is that number one, find the platform that you can test as fast as possible, so then you can learn and get better every single day.
Yeah.
And then number two, wait, I already there's a change of thought. Okay. Number one is testing. Number two, not overthink it. Like a lot of times, not overthink and consistent posting. Right? You have to commit every single day posting. Like, it's just the way it is. It's the work that you put it in, and it's gonna compound. But if you test fast enough, then do it every day, then it's gonna compound. And then the third thing is the hook. You have to focus on your hook. That's the way it is in social media. That's probably the way it is in life. If you want to sell anything, if you want to catch people's attention, you probably need to find a good hook. So that's probably 3 biggest nugget. And if you want to do a lot, more detail into your page or whatever you want to do, or like want me to look over and give you more advice, then do a consultation with me and find me on Instagram, and I'd love to help you out.
Yeah. With that being said, thanks for watching Create Before Consume, a podcast from creators for creators, all about creating, and we're out.